Hello, this is Randy Lindsay with Hawkeye Traders. In today's market update, I want to bring you up to speed on where we are in the current market correction and in the COVID hysteria that's being created by the media. So let's get to the charts and see a Hawkeye perspective of all of this mess. Looking at the S&P 500, we can see that there's been a considerable amount of downside after last week's attempted rally. What looked like a potential turnaround and a build of buying volume up into last Friday very quickly turned into another rout as the S&P sold off another 400 points down to just under 2,300. We can see on the weekly chart that the base of the support has broken and we are now going down into support that hasn't been seen since 2017. If you look on the monthly chart, it's very clear to see that the 2319 base that we were looking at as support and the monthly trend line has been broken, so the next downside target would be down around 2100. 2100 would bring us down to a level that we haven't seen since 2016, and this is effectively erasing all of the bullish gains that the market had since 2016. Not a really good sight, but we would expect to see some sort of pause or a break in the downturn at that level. Looking at the Nasdaq has continued to hold in its weekly support range just under 7,000. You can see a nice aqua zone here. High probability of a reversal if we can just get some volume to identify this. But the volume has, from the initial sell-off, weakened, and a lot of the weakening is due to activity traders leaving the market and only institutions just left to battle it out. This is a key range, so a break below 66.79 probably would open up a new downturn down under 6,000. So that's a key psychological area that we want to be watching for. The Dow itself has broken down and has sliced through all of its lower support. So we're looking at trying to get down to and below 18,000 on the Dow. Again, completely slicing away all of the gains since 2016 and coming down into that area of support. Last but not least is the Russell. The Russell, again, was already starting behind schedule, has come down into its weekly and monthly support around 955 area. So watch for that to hold in the near term. If you're looking at the fat boy is showing that all of the markets are historically extremely oversold, and we are looking for these oversold values to start turning and giving us some sort of a rebound. But that rebound won't come until we start to see volume, and volume is the key. So we were looking to see the volume set up. Before we get into other issues, I just wanted to say that a friend of mine told me about crude coffee, and coffee is starting to set up a really nice bait. If you look at the monthly chart from coffee is starting to create a nice buying base of accumulation. Price has created a low and has not rotated back down or to created even any more new lows. So this looks like we might be getting into a potential reversal setup. So those of you who are into coffee or trading longer term futures, this looks like a potentially nice setup. There's no signals to get in at this point at all. I'm just saying that this setup coming down into a demand zone just under $100 and then failing to rotate down into that gives a very nice potential for a push back up to 120, maybe even 135 or 140 range on the short term, with a longer term goal back up into the 200s and possibly even back up to 260 if this holds. And if there are any supply chain disruptions at all, the price of coffee is going to go through the roof. So I'm expecting some good things on coffee once we get a good confirmed signal out of that. And last but not least, Bitcoin is starting to show some reversals. You're seeing the big rout in the Bitcoin from 10,000 all the way down to 5. So losing over 50% of its value in a very short period of time. We're starting to see buyers stepping back in at the 4,300 level. You can see that that's a confluence level on the weekly charts as well. So you can see that this is a nice base of support, and buyers are already starting to step back in. So looking at the cryptos to try to build us back up into that. If you want more information, or if you want to see how to analyze your own charts using Hawkeye, then take advantage of the limited time offer to get your very own copy of Hawkeye's Lifetime Professional Package License. Click the link below to find out more information. Thank you very much.